Hello and welcome to Health Talk Magazine. I'm Dr. J.L. Johnson, your host and your licensed nutritional doctor. And this is the place where you come to get expert health information. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since I've done a show for you, but I want to talk to you guys out there about immunity. You know, we've been saying a long time, and I made a video earlier, and if you have not watched that video on what I believe that you should be doing in order to protect yourself and your family during this time of the COVID virus, you need to do that. Well, just to recap for a moment, if you have not gotten these particular formulas in your household, you need to have it. Write it down right now. You need to make sure that you've got vitamin C, one of the best vitamin C's on the market, our product called Mega C. And also you need to get Body Healer. Body Healer, very important because it gives you over 22 major herbs that can protect you against viruses and inflammation and all of those kinds of things. It's right there in it, and it's all natural. Have no drugs or chemicals in our product at all. We don't use drug stabilizers in our product at all, and it's absolutely safe for the whole family. That's right, the whole family should be taking our product, the Body Healer. Line them up and give everybody a Body Healer on a daily basis. And then the most important one is our ImmunoForce Plus, to help to strengthen as to support a strong immune system. Now, this is very, very important. There's new information, but actually it's old information, because we've been telling you this all the time, that you can do a lot to protect yourself and your family members, whether you have not gotten the virus or not, or whether you got the virus or not. And incidentally, if you have gotten the virus, did you know that your own immune system can build up antibodies against it? When I got it, yes, I did get it. I got the virus, and they told me when I went to the hospital, even though I ended up in ICU, here's the thing. They told me my body began immediately to make antibodies. And here's the thing. Now there's evidence to show that if you get the virus, that your immune system is much stronger, and it may even be stronger than actually trying to get a shot for the virus. So, you know, and I believe that. I've always believed that your immune system, your own immune system that God gave you to protect yourself and your family members, is a much stronger way to go. And you know, you have a much stronger immune system that can protect against getting it again. So be aware of that out there right now. You know, I'm one of those people that have decided, you know, basically that I'm not going to take the test unless I absolutely have to. I'm not going to take the vaccine absolutely unless I have to do it. That's the only way that I'm going to take it. So I just want to put that out there for people, because after getting it, now I know that my immune system is strong and also can recognize this virus if it enters my system again. And that is what most people out there need to know about. But you need to make sure that you have these particular products in your home. So first, we talked about the vitamin C, the Body Healer, the ImmunoForce Plus, or IMP, that we talked about, you need to have in your home right now. Everybody should be taking this. I'm telling you right now, everybody, all of our clients all over the world out there should be taking the ImmunoForce Plus in order to maintain a strong immune system, to give your body what it needs in order to build a strong immune system and to support a strong immune. See, your immune system is like it's your army. It's your special forces that you have in your body there. And God gave it to us to protect our bodies against viruses and colds and flus and all of these things that may enter the body. That's your immune system, and your army is there to protect you. And your army is your own immune system. So you've got to help build it up and help build the children's bodies up also. So make sure that you're doing that. Now, an ImmunoForce Plus, and here's the other thing. There is a special tea that I want everybody to have. Number one is what? J602. J602 is an herbal formula. It's been around for over 100 years, the herbs that are in this formula, and it works for many viruses and colds and flus and pneumonia and those kind of things for years. And the Chinese have used it, the Asian people have used it for over 100 years. You need to have these herbs that are in that particular formula. Formula number J602, J602. Now we've added another one to our line. Don't want to confuse you, but if you're one of those people out there with a lot of mucus in your body, then you want to get 602. If you don't have a lot of mucus, then you want to get 671, J671. Now let me back up and talk about mucus for a moment. During this time, well, as we're going through this period here, with this COVID virus floating all around, you've got to, and as I've told you on many of the shows, you've got to take care of your health. You've got to, now's the time to stay away from those fatty foods, especially those foods that produce a lot of mucus, i.e. white flour, cakes, pies, cookies, donuts, pizzas, cream of wheat, grits, cereals. I talked to a lady the other day. She said, I don't eat any of those. But yet she had sinus so bad that it was draining down into her throat, and her head is filled with this mucus. And I'm saying, well, you've got to be eating something else. Well, she said, I love macaroni and cheese, and I eat, and I drink cow's milk. Can you believe that? Well, you see, those things are some of the most mucus-forming foods on the earth. So if you put these in your body during this time right now, remember, the COVID virus is an opportunistic virus, and it is a virus that can create, it is one of those that can create a pneumonia. And pneumonia can be one of the major factors that can cause you to lose your life. Most of the people that end up in ICU, that end up on respirators, are those people that have a lot of mucus in their system. A lot of people out there and I don't want to pick on those people that's overweight, but when you're overweight, that means that you're overweight. You've got too much waste in your body, and you've got to get rid of that waste. Now's the time to do that. You need to get rid of that waste out of your body and stop putting it in flour, cakes, pies, cookies, donuts, pizzas, cream of wheat, grits, cereals, and all of these kinds of things. Go for the whole grain. Stay away from the processed foods that can create a lot of mucus, and be mindful of mixing the wrong foods together, because if you can mix the wrong foods together, you can also create mucus. So when you mix foods like fruits and vegetables, you're creating mucus. So you don't want to do that. Remember, mucus can protect us, and God put it there so that it can protect us in certain instances. But when you have too much mucus and it's overflowing, then you can clog up the lungs, you can clog up the sinus, you can clog up the digestive system with all of this mucus. And then the immune system, that cripples your immune system. The white blood cells cannot work properly, and you can't produce the antibodies that you need. So you've got to get rid of this mucus. When you have too much mucus, you put yourself in danger of doing that. So again, write it down if you're just joining us. These are the formulas that I suggest that you have in your home right now. First of all is vitamin C. Then there's what? There's Body Healer, the Immunoforce Plus, and formula number 602 if you have a lot of mucus in your body, or 671 if you don't. You got to have those around. And if you get it, you must have this combination. And there's one other thing that you want to add, garlic, and that is our GAP pills. Now, let me say this to you, and most people out there for years, over 42 years now, we've been telling you about our product called GAP pills. Listen, there's no question about it. All of the scientific reports, all of the evidence out there shows that garlic is what? Is the number one defense against viruses. There's no question about it. Number one defense against viruses. And therefore, mostly all of our people take our GAP pills. See, the GAP pills give you the garlic that you need. That's why I take at least I take at least 7 pills of the garlic of our garlic, the GAP pills, every day of my life. Every day of my life. And when I was going through that period there, where I was taking it 3 times a day, 7 pills 3 times a day, in order to make sure that I got enough garlic in my system. So you've got to make sure that you do that. So now we want to make sure that you understand that it's very important that you do these things. And we should maintain a good immune system all the time, because, you ask yourself, when I got the virus and went in there, I only stayed in there for a short period of time, and I learned, when you go in the hospital for the COVID virus, they really don't have anything in order to help you with. So the first thing, the only thing is oxygen, and that they put you on the antibiotics they can give you, and they put you on respirators. But when you can't breathe, when you have too much mucus in your system and you can't breathe, that's why a lot of people lose their lives. That's why. So we need to cut back on all of that processed foods during this particular period of time, and begin to clean your body. Health is very important. So when you have a strong immune system, you can fight. When you don't have a strong immune system, you can lose your life. So think about that. And you can lose the life of your families and your friends out there too if they're not doing it also. So you got to have a strong immune system. And don't forget vitamin D. We have one of the best vitamin Ds right here on the market, up to 1,600 IU's vitamin D, and I suggest you take that at least twice a day. You should be doing that. And vitamin D is very important for all of us, especially those people who are dark-skinned people or African Americans that we talk about. You need to spend more time in the sun. You hear what I'm saying? Especially and those people out there who have sickle cell anemia. Did you know that it is a sunlight disease? That means that most of those people are not getting enough sunlight. They need to get sunlight. You need to spend more time in the sun. When you're women that are pregnant, need to spend more time in the sun to get what? More vitamin D. That's the best that you get, vitamin D. If there's a place in your home where you can, where the sun comes into the window, you need to stand in that place at least 10 minutes a day to get sunlight. And especially, like I said, those people with sickle cell anemia, you've got to give them a lot of sunlight so that you can build vitamin D. And then, of course, give them our product that is called Cell Power for those people that have sickle cell anemia. And incidentally, I wrote a book on that. You need to get that, How to Conquer Sickle Cell Anemia. And you need to know all of the evidence, in all of the information that's in that book, because you don't have to have crisis. You don't have to die early. And those people are only dying that way because they have lack of information. It is information that you need to have, and they need to be following the things that they should follow out there. And everybody need to get a copy of that book. It's only $9.95, and you need to get the information in that book. You don't have to die early from sickle cell anemia, and you don't have to live with crisis all the time and be in pain. You can do something about it. So you want to get Cell Power, you want to get my book, and of course you want to get all of these things I just talked about right now in your home. The vitamin C, the Immunoforce, all of those things you need to be taking also. Now, this is Health Talk, and I'm Dr. J.L. Johnson. So we want you to stay healthy during this time. And remember that your immune system, what God gave us, is the best defense that you have. So you've got to make sure that you build up and help your body to maintain a strong immune system. That's very, very important. Now, I want to just spend a little bit of time on our product called Immunoforce Plus, which I believe is one of the best support products for the immune system on the planet. No question about it. And when you add these other things like the GAP and the vitamin D and the vitamin C, you should have a very strong immune system and maintain a very strong immune system. In our product, Immunoforce Plus, I've got over 20, there's 22 herbs in the Body Healer, but I've got over 25 different herbs in that Immunoforce Plus that you need to have to protect your body and to help your body to do what it needs to do. And that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. So let's get a hold of that, and let's begin to protect our family, and let's be proactive in doing what we're doing. Proactive. I thank God that I keep my body up, I keep my body clean, and I take my herbs. So when I did get the virus, sure, I had problems, and along with it, I got pneumonia along with it too. And incidentally, let me say one other thing too. And while I was there, I did develop blood clots in my lungs. Blood clots. In fact, they said I had 2 clots in my lungs. Now, a lot of people out there, and they told me I need to be on blood thinners for the rest of my life. I need to be taking blood thinners. Well, I'm not one of those people that's going to take a blood thinner. Why? Because listen to me closely on this. Now, when you thin the blood, remember, when you thin the blood, you can make the blood too thin for the heart to pump. It's the wrong consistency for the heart to pump that blood. So you don't want to thin the blood. Also, when you thin the blood, it cannot carry the necessary vitamins, minerals, and nutrients to all of your organs and throughout your body. So now the other thing is that it puts you in danger, because when you thin the blood, you bleed internally, or you could bleed to death if you got cut or one of those things. So taking a blood thinner, in my opinion, was not something that I wanted to do, because I thought it was a very dangerous thing to do in taking a blood thinner. So there are natural foods that can help you to clean the blood, and that's what's more important, is to cleaning the blood. You want to clean that blood. And our product called GAP is one of the best products and blood support products in the world that help support the liver also. And the liver actually cleans the blood. That's the way it is. But you can actually clean. You got to make sure that your blood is clean. It's not you don't want your blood to be thick and dirty, but you also don't want thin blood, because you're thin blood. And there's a product. One of the best supports also for the blood, along with the GAP pill, is our product that's called Blood, Bone, and Pain. Blood, Bone, and Pain. So I've immediately got on that product, Blood, Bone, and Pain, and I immediately began to take large amounts of GAP pills and Blood, Bone, and Pain, so that I could maintain the consistency of my blood. Also, I could actually help the blood, and and within 2 weeks' time, the blood clots was gone. The blood clots was gone. And of course, we make no medical claims at all for the product at all. It simply helps the body. It supports the body in doing what the body does. Your body can naturally get rid of the blood clots that are there. And why are your blood clotting in the first place? Well, there's a lot of reasons why your blood clots. Number one, it clots because it's too much waste in the blood, and it will clot. Number two, mucus, too much mucus in the blood can also cause blood clotting. And then, of course, if you're not putting in the proper vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, then you're not getting the material in order to make the substance that the opposite of fibrin, which is fibrin in the blood, which we know. But there's an opposite of that also stops the blood from clotting. So we got to have those anti-clotting factors. I won't get too technical on it, but there's anti-clotting factors that you can build in your body. So you need to make sure that you're understanding what I'm saying here. So we want to make sure that, and of course, these statements that I make has not been evaluated by the FDA, and it's not intended to treat or to cure those kind of things. Of course, we need to make sure of that. But of course, you need to have the right information so that you can make the right decision about your health. And we want to make sure that you do that. So I want you to make sure that everybody out there have that combination that I'm talking about, because now that the virus is coming back around again, and more people are being affected, and more people are ending up in ICUs across this country, and many people are losing their lives. I don't believe that you really have to lose your life. You don't have to lose your life if you will be proactive about your health. Clean the body, make sure you clean the body, then give the body what it needs so that the body can heal itself. And it will. There's no question about it. It will. God don't make any junk. When he made our body, he made it so that it will, and he gave us the immune system to protect us against. This is not the first time these kind of viruses showed up anywhere in the world. No, my friend, no. So the immune system is there to protect you. So make sure that we use it, and that we help maintain a strong immune system, And that's our message right now for this tape today. So thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like we've come to a close of Health Talk again today. But as always, we give praise to Almighty God. We hope that you praise him, and we say, God bless you all.